the tree at Dean Street. So I would like to be done here by 9:15. So that's a goal. If we don't hit it, Laura will still get to go where she's got to go, and I just won't go with her. But it's a pretty important thing to me, so I would like to go with Laura. So, fantastic. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the October meeting of the Niskayuna Town Board Public Works Committee. I am going to call the roll. I have Superintendent Matt Yetto is here, Town Attorney Paul Briggs is here, Deputy Town Attorney Elena Finnan is here. I think my mic's on. Town Clerk Michelle Martinelli is here, Town Comptroller Ismet Alam is here, Town Supervisor Yasmin Syed is here, and the Town Planner Laura Robertson is here, and we're always better when our Director of IT, Seth Goldstein, is around. When he pitches in, it really makes it the best. So I want to thank you all for joining me. Our first item is to review the minutes from the September 8th meeting. Does anybody have any additions, corrections, subtractions, edits in any way? If not, I am going to make a motion to accept. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. The minutes from the September meeting are accepted. Water and sewer items, Matt Yetto.
Okay, so just an update on COVID response. We're still doing the pre-screening before entering homes, and we're keeping our crews separated as much as possible, and when they're inside the buildings, they're wearing masks. We'll continue this until any updates from the county. We're still looking for a junior engineer. The ad was renewed online, and we're actively seeking applicants. The new senior civil engineer started this week. Dan Bulk. Some of the people at Town Hall have seen him working around here. I'm very happy with having an extra person or a properly staffed engineering office. So I'm looking forward to working with Dan. Attorney's items. Paul?
Yes, no. There's no update on Whitmire Drive.
Okay, so
We don't need that on the agenda anyway.
Right, I
Okay.
said it the last couple of months, so let's take off Whitmire Drive. It's not something, if the residents want to pursue it, we'll certainly put it back on. We are happy to continue to talk about it, but it is just not a viable agenda item anymore.
Pierce Road, Matt's working on
Yes.
doing an RFP
Yeah,
for engineering.
Yes, now that we have a senior engineer on staff again, he'll be working on that this week, if not next week.
The city water bill update, I've spoken to just 2 days ago, I spoke to the city attorney, and he's asked me to submit a proposal to the city as to how the town believes this should be resolved. And I told him I would have that to him in the next 10 days. So I intend to do that, and then we can move forward with trying to resolve our issues with the city over this outstanding water bills.
Great, that would be a big help. And obviously, something that we would like to try to get done while we're doing the budget.
Country Club utility easements. I'm missing about 3, but I expect to have those before our next town board meeting. As I've told Matt, those 3 are no reason to hold up the project, so the project can move forward, and Matt's going to be scheduling that. Dish Network, there's 2 issues with Dish Network. The first is the Dish Network wants to put equipment on our water tower, and we're going to need a resolution for that at our next town board meeting. I'm going to submit some proposals to the board about what I believe would be a fair amount. I've looked at the other charges, and it's dependent on how much equipment Dish Network is placing on the tower, water tower. It's not as extensive as the other vendors or transmission companies that we have on the water tower. One advantage of Dish Network is that where we want them to put the equipment, there's some old abandoned equipment that we're going to request that as part of the contract, they remove that old abandoned equipment. There's also the issue of the Dish Network has also asked to be one of the companies that looks into the town erecting a new tower and moving all of our transmission facilities to a new tower somewhere in the vicinity of the water tower. That's another project we're working on, and that's probably more for the spring than now, but it's just something that is important to the town. If we can remove all that equipment from the water tower to a standalone tower, that'll make maintenance of the water tower more efficient and more easy. Plumbing code changes. Matt?
I left it on there because I'm still working on it. I'd like to try to get it in this month, but if I cannot, it would have to be pushed to next month. It's just expanding the number of plumbers and contractors that can work in town.
That's all I have. Thank you.
I have one additional item that was mentioned this morning, a fence pool easement agreement for 203 Campo Court. It's a little more involved than our normal agreements. There's pool equipment that was placed in the easement. Ray is okay with it, but he wants language that would clearly state that we're not responsible for it.
Yes, I spoke to Ray about this at length, and I'm going to meet with a resident and discuss the issues. He, in fact, is an attorney, but Ray was clear that Ray needs our agreement not to be our normal agreement. There's pool equipment that has electrical connections to it that we don't want to have the necessary need to have to remove that. So if there's someday if we need to get into the easement, the agreement's going to require that the resident remove the pool equipment to access the easement, not the town. So that's a little different than our normal agreement.
Okay, thank you. Water and sewer maintenance items. We're still looking to fill the maintenance worker position in the water and sewer crew. I have two good applicants. We're setting up appointments for interviews next week, and I will have a name for the next meeting. This next item, promotion of the maintenance workers to water and sewer maintenance workers. It was approved at last Public Works Committee. However, it missed the agenda for the town board meeting, so I just want to get it on the agenda for this town board meeting. That was my mistake. I didn't fill out the proper form. September road cuts. We had 2 road cuts for water-related repairs. I'll pass that information along to Ray for billing. And I'd like to award a mini bid for the purchase of a pickup truck. It was included in our bonding from last year. I just want to get it ordered sooner than later. Wastewater treatment plant, an update on the high strength waste program. Met with ESG this week. They toured our plant and they had very good things to say about the current status. I'm looking forward to working with them and getting our staff fully trained again and ready to move forward with the program. DEC, the response to the latest round of comments is going in today. I approved the content yesterday and
Nice.
it's ready to go.
That's good news. So then,
It's very good news.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so if we can, these were just a few minor comments that wanted clarification on, and I think I'm optimistic that DEC will agree with us and we can move forward. B, we have hired a new wastewater treatment plant operator and also a new wastewater treatment plant trainee. We are finally fully staffed at the plant with a very good team, and I'm very optimistic for the future. And it's perfect timing as far as our interest in utilizing the high strength waste as well, to have fully staffed and well-trained crew. The UV disinfection repairs, the company that is coming in to do the repairs is taking their time getting us a price. We have the system running, but to do final repairs, I still don't have a price for that. Hopefully I'll have it prior to finance. If not, it'll be for the board meeting. E is just the annual contract renewal with the City of Albany for the use of their landfill for disposal of our dried sludge. I'll have details for finance, but I don't see an increase in the fee. Water treatment plant, the well redevelopment is continuing. We have one more well to do. So far, the data coming back is showing that we've increased our production significantly. So it was, I think, money well spent. There has been some additional repairs that have been necessary as they tear the pumps apart and wells apart to redevelop. When we do award the contract, we leave a little room in the contract for this. They're getting close to what the town board approved, so we may need.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
it's not a lot of money, but it's just going to get us over what the town board approved. So
Sure.
there may be a need for a resolution, or it could be handled with a change order through finance. But once I know the exact number,
Okay. Yeah.
I'll have that definitely by finance.
Okay.
I want to thank Seth for all his hard work and the guys down at the water.
Yeah,
And-
that was a big one. Thank you very much, Seth.
The high-speed connection down there is, I believe it's up and running now, right?
Yes, it's up and running. There will have to be some changes to the network infrastructure, but I plan on moving once I combine the water and highway garages internet connections. That'll free up a piece of secure equipment that we can use down there.
Okay.
Right now, it's just a wireless setup.
And
It
you
is secured, but
Is
I'd
it-
like something a little stronger.
And you said there's significant savings.
Oh yeah, you guys were paying for your old POTS lines. You were paying between that and the long distance charges. I don't know who pays long distance charges anymore, but we were. You were paying about $200 a month for phones, and then you were using a Jetpack, which was another $40 a month, $38.99. With the two phone lines that you have in the high speed internet, you're going to be looking at, I believe, $89.99 a month. So it's a significant savings. Anything the town invested should be, paid back by the savings within 3 to 4 years. So,
And the service is much better.
absolutely, you can actually hear them now.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like they're talking through a can with a string.
Well, thank you very much for that. It was long needed. So item C is an update on the redesign of the water treatment plant. They've reached, MJ Engineering has reached at the 30% level for the design. We're meeting with them next week to discuss going forward. The upgrade should be out to bid by this spring.
Great.
Utility billing, just a standard second quarter for 2021. We need a resolution for the reconciliation. It's reconciliation, not warrant. That was a typo. Number 8, recycling center transfer station. Looking to appoint a second attendant down at the transfer station. The one applicant we had is no longer interested, so I'm going to advertise again on the webpage. It's tough to fill because of the hours, but the one attendant that we have down there is working very well, and she doesn't necessarily need a second person down there. However, I'd like to have it for redundancy and for a little bit of flexibility. We had our semi-annual TV recycling and shred event last Saturday. It was very well attended. We had
It was gangbusters. It was our best one yet. Thank you very much. It was a lot of work on you. You were short-staffed as we were trying to plan it. Kathy did a great job again. So Seth, thank you for helping get the word out. Thank you, Matt. You really did a great job.
Thank you, and I'd like to thank Laura for getting volunteers from her committees
Yes,
to
Laura. That was I don't know why I never thought of it before. So thank you very much.
and for all the volunteers that were there to
Yep.
help out.
May I give an update on what we took in?
Sure, thank you.
We ended up taking in 68 TVs, and the truck, once again, at the end of the day, was full of shred. So
I'd also like to
Worked
thank
out well.
Michelle for being there all day with me to make sure the money was collected and for all the help. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And Bill McPart was also a big help as well.
Good.
Let's see. So we installed a security camera at the transfer station because we've had so many, not so many, but over the years, we've had people that come in after hours and illegally dump in the containers. The biggest problem is that they dump in the wrong container. So we'll get a mattress in our metal container, which is an issue when we go to dump it, and then the sorting of everything. We've had illegal tires dumped after hours as well. So we set up a camera, and we have been able to witness some illegal dumping. But from what we're being told from the police department, that it's not as simple as recording the footage and then going after the people. So Paul, I guess the question is, what is necessary? And I know Seth had a more detailed conversation with the chief on what we have to do to be able to enforce it.
Currently, they're saying that it's a civil type of thing because there's no way to, it's not a trespass because it's public property, and that it's technically an authorized container, even though it may not be the correct authorized container for garbage. So it's not technically dumping or littering. So it's kind of like a gray area where there's nothing that they can really charge the people with other than, like, so those tires cost the town $40 to get rid of or whatever it may be in state fees. And then that would end up on yours and Elena's desk, which, you're not going to, well, you might, but you're not going after somebody for $40. You're not going to, take them to court. So,
And one of the problems is that would be you often have to, if it's a small claims action, you have to bring the action against the person in the municipality where they reside. And hopefully it's not Niskuna people doing this, but
well, it was last time because they knew, the police officers knew who it was. But is there a way to write a town ordinance that prevents dumping?
so you took the thoughts out of my head. Yes, that's what I think we should do, is enact a town ordinance that prohibits that, so then the police can enforce it.
Okay.
So I'll work on drafting that type of language.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
And that's all basically the new items that I have. The rest down below are just carried over from up top, so make it easier for Elena to do
The
resolutions.
resolutions.
Um,
Okay.
So next meeting, November 4th, that's the first Thursday. I don't know if that works for everybody.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Okay,
Right. And we have a bunch of other meetings that day too, right? So yeah, that's good with me. Thank you. Okay, everyone, I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Thank you very much. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We will see everybody on November 4th for the next meeting of the Public Works Committee. Thank you for participating.